So I've bought the new Zara Vibrant Leather Extreme, and I'm gonna open it up and share my initial thoughts on what it smells like, its performance, usage, mass appeal and more. So it's been some time since I bought a Zara, so this is going to be really exciting. So I have the OG here so I can compare these two as well. So before I begin, please drop a like on this video. Thank you, I really do appreciate it, and make sure you hit that subscribe. And also, if you tried Zara Vibrant Leather Extreme, then I would love to know how you feel about it. So let's try it off in the air first. Okay, up in the air, whoa, is the bottle leaking? I hope not. So first sniff, up in the air, definitely Vibrant Leather vibes. But at least up in the air, this feels, based on this first impression, a lot woodier straight away compared to the original. Let's see. Okay, lots of alcohol in the opening. Okay, yeah, same thing on skin. Definitely Vibrant Leather vibes, but with a twist. I'm getting a bit of that sort of a Vibrant Leather freshness in the opening. So I sprayed a bit of the OG on my right hand just to compare, and definitely the freshness in the original is a bit lighter. Vibrant Leather Extreme's opening is also a bit fresh, but the freshness is definitely not as bright and light as the original. And straight away I'm getting something that is sort of woody and a bit darker in Extreme. Based on this first impression and comparing the opening of the two, the OG is definitely more mass appealing. But wait, a bit more into the opening, this definitely, Extreme definitely feels more extreme, or at least more intense than the original. So when I said that the OG feels more lighter, that's pretty much exactly how they differ when Extreme goes a bit more into the opening. Extreme definitely feels louder than the original. So if you prefer something that has that Creed Aventus vibe, but in a kind of a soft way, then the OG is definitely the one to go for. However, if you always wanted a more potent version of the original, at least when it comes to its intensity, I'm not talking about the performance, but in how loud the different notes are, then the Extreme, at least based on my first impression and based on the opening, then the Extreme is the one to go for. So as Vibrant Leather Extreme heads into the mids, in comes that leather, and just like the opening, everything about it feels more intense than the original. So if I compare it with the OG, which is on my right hand, Extreme feels just louder and also a bit sort of darker. So yeah, the mids to me is pretty much dominated by that Vibrant leather, together with a bit of the freshness from the opening and a bit of the woodiness that I also picked up in the opening. Its woodiness feels a lot more prominent by now though. There's absolutely no doubt that this is the more potent version of Vibrant Leather, but there's a twist to this as well. There's definitely a sort of a twist to the leather in the Extreme. So the dry down based on this first impression still has a prominent dose of that leather. The leather feels more nuanced and more intense compared to the original. The woodiness that I picked up in the opening and that got sort of more intense in the mids is even more intense in the dry down. And there's something else to it in the dry down as well. I'm not sure what it is, but there's a bit of sweetness to it as well. Now there's a bit of sort of a smokiness and earthiness to the dry down as well. And yeah, definitely different compared to the original. I feel that based on everything from the opening to the dry down of Vibrant Leather Extreme, the OG is still a bit more mass appealing. And I do think the OG is the one that most will enjoy. This is definitely the one to go for if you want something that is more amped up. So let's talk a bit about compliments and mass appeal. This is definitely a likable kind of scent. There's nothing super challenging in any way about Vibrant Leather Extreme. However, it's absolutely nowhere near the level of mass appeal that the OG has. So let's talk a bit about usage, so like seasons and occasions. I do feel that this is slightly less versatile than the original, simply because of its more intense or sort of potent kind of composition, and because of its more intense focus on leather and woodiness and that sort of a smokiness and earthiness it has. However, I don't feel this is something that is drastically less versatile than the original. So whereas the original is this versatile year-round fragrance, I feel you can use Vibrant Leather Extreme throughout the year as well. However, I'm gonna say this is more focused on fall, winter and spring. As for occasions, anytime really. So when it comes to performance, I really don't know, and I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. But based on this first impression, based on how it oozes from my skin, based on how it lingers in the air around me, this is definitely more potent than the original. I mean, it oozes up from my hand. The OG, I really need to put my hand to my nose to pick up on it. So what are some of the alternatives to Vibrant Leather Extreme? Basically the entire Vibrant Leather line. And for that, I suggest to check out my other Zara Vibrant Leather fragrances videos for more on my thoughts on them. But I mean, of course, you have the OG, which is basically that Creed Aventus vibe. And Vibrant Leather Extreme is basically a more potent version of the OG with more focus on a more intense dose of leather and woodiness. Looking outside the Vibrant Leather line, you have Mont Blanc Explorer. You also have the Armaf Club de Nuit, which I absolutely love. You also have Afnan Supremacy Silver and Supremacy Not Only Intense. And of course you have the original. However, do not expect Vibrant Leather Extreme to be the same as the original Creed Aventus. So let's talk a bit about price. I paid around 35 bucks for 100 ml. I can't remember what I paid for Vibrant Leather Explosion, if it was slightly below or slightly above that. But I believe this is still cheaper than what I paid for the Vibrant Leather Elixirs. So who's Vibrant Leather Extreme for? I think if you're someone who always wanted a more intense dose of a Vibrant Leather and think you would enjoy a more intense dose of the OG with a more prominent dose of leather and woodiness, that's also a bit smoky and a bit sort of earthy, then I think you would probably really enjoy Vibrant Leather Extreme. However, if you're someone who thinks that the OG Vibrant Leather is perfect as it is, perfectly balanced as it is, then you will most likely feel that this is too sort of extreme or intense in different ways. If you're someone who really doesn't like that Creed Aventus DNA, if you are someone who really doesn't like the OG Vibrant Leather, then you will probably not enjoy this one as well, because this is definitely based on the original, even though it's a bit different. So here are my final thoughts on Vibrant Leather Extreme based on my first impressions of it. This gives me a more potent and more leather woody focused version of Vibrant Leather, which I think is a great affordable Creed Aventus clone. Vibrant Leather Extreme feels like it has more layers to it compared to the original. It just feels overall more intense. Everything is more easily noticeable in Extreme. The performance seems to be improved as well if I compare it with the original. And the more this has dried down, the less sort of earthy and smoky it gets, and something else starts to come through in the dry down. So yeah, this is definitely a good release. I do want to say something else about Vibrant Leather Extreme. This smells good. However, you do give up something with this that you are getting with this. So the OG Vibrant Leather has this lighter feel to it. It's a bit easier to wear, definitely easier to wear, and more versatile and more mass appealing. So in a way, even though these two are based on the same sort of a core DNA, this is the more intense and sort of a darker version, and this is the lighter one. So there you go. I definitely like it, and I'm glad that they didn't just release something with minor changes. They kept the core of it, that Creed Aventus DNA, but actually made it more potent and also a bit sort of darker. So I would love to know how you feel about the new Vbrant Leather Extreme. Is this a good one? Is it a bad one? Do you prefer the OG over this, or do you prefer this over the OG? Please like this video, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.